Xiao Yan, using the Destruction Fire Lotus, defeated the Grand Commander of the Gu clan across levels, earning the right to marry sooner. Continuing from the previous chapter, after the ancient demon proposed a challenge to Xiao Yan, the three elders hesitated for a moment before nodding in response. According to the rules, at your coming-of-age ceremony, you may challenge anyone within the clan. However, if you challenge someone from outside the clan, you must have their consent before engaging in combat. The ancient demon nodded slowly, turned to look at the thin young man not far away, and said calmly, "You should be clear that I have come specifically for you. To establish yourself in the Gu clan, you must demonstrate true strength. Otherwise, the gaze of others upon you will always be filled with ridicule. Now I give you the opportunity to challenge me. Whether you have the courage to accept is up to you. But I hope that if you refuse, you will leave the Gu realm on your own today. It is usually the weak who challenge the strong. So in the ancient demon's view, the one who should issue the challenge is not him, but Xiao Yan." As soon as the ancient demon's words fell, all eyes instantly focused on the thin figure. Many people's eyes revealed a look of gloating. Sooner stood up and said in a deep voice, "Gu Yao, he is a guest. Your request is really too much." Gu Yao's gaze was firmly locked on Xiao Yan, and he said calmly, "The rules are like this. Precisely because he is a guest, I have given him the opportunity to challenge me. He can refuse." Sooner's cheeks were cold, and she thought in her heart, if Xiao Yan really refuses the challenge, he will be immediately despised by everyone in the martial Gu clan. In the eyes of the Gu clan, avoiding battle is undoubtedly the most shameful act. Gu Yao said, "Xiao Yan, I have put my words down. No one can replace you in today's matter. Fight or retreat. Give me an answer." Under the gaze of countless eyes, Xiao Yan, who had his eyes slightly closed, slowly opened his eyes, then slowly stood up and said softly with a smile, "Since Grand Commander Gu Yao is so eager, then this competition, I Xiao Yan on behalf of the Xiao clan will accept. This battle has been inevitable since Xiao Yan stepped into the Gu realm. Since there is no way to retreat, there is only fighting." Then he leaped lightly, and his figure swept towards the broad square under the attention of everyone. Gu Yao stared at Xiao Yan in front of him, and a trace of a smile that was hard to detect appeared on his cold face. "No matter what your strength is, you have already exceeded my expectations by accepting the challenge. Moreover, you should be clear why I am looking for you." Xiao Yan's eyebrows picked up, and he looked at Gu Yao firmly and said slowly, "I know." Gu Yao nodded slightly, not surprised by Xiao Yan's answer, and said in a low voice, "Since that's the case, then I can only kill you." As the words fell, the whole sky seemed to become cold. Then his figure disappeared like a ghost in an instant. At the moment when Gu Yao disappeared, Xiao Yan's face also became heavy. The opponent he faced this time was even stronger than the 9 heavens Dozun of the Soul Hall, and a slight carelessness could lead to a tragic defeat. If he loses to Gu Yao today, no one in the Gu clan will support him and sooner. Therefore, he must win this battle. Xiao Yan clenched his hands tightly, and the Do Qi in his body surged out without any reservation at this moment, saying, "I came out of the Jiama Empire, traveled across the mainland for 10 years, encountered countless enemies, and hovered on the edge of life and death for countless times. What I have cultivated is far beyond you. You have the blood of Do Di, I don't care. But if you want to kill me, you must also be prepared to pay a huge price." The Do Qi on Xiao Yan's right fist quickly gathered, and with a shake of his arm, a strong force directly hit the space in front. Just as the fist was about to hit, a slender palm suddenly stretched out from nothingness, bringing a blade-like cold force, and slapped Xiao Yan's right fist like lightning. At the moment of contact, a terrifying wave of air burst out, and the powerful momentum directly turned the broken stones on the square into dust. The 3 elders of the Gu clan, after witnessing this fierce duel, moved their figures and floated up to the high sky, quickly forming seals, and then used Do Qi to isolate this square. Xiao Yan made a muffled hum in his throat, obviously at a slight disadvantage in this first encounter. With his strength as a 5-star Dozun, it is indeed difficult to compete with the 8-star Dozun Gu Yao head-on. Gu Yao sneered, his handprint changed, and a fierce palm print rushed straight at Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan's feet flashed with silver light, skillfully avoiding it. After a palm missed, Gu Yao's handprint continued to dance, and a strong palm print flew out like a tide, open mountain seal, ocean overturning seal. The imperial seal mantra had also been cultivated by Gu Yao to a very high level, and combined with his strong Do Qi, it was easy to perform. Facing the surging palm print, Xiao Yan's expression became more and more serious. Sky Fire 3 mysterious changes, the first change, the second change, the third change. At the thought, the Sky Fire 3 mysterious changes were immediately played to the limit, and the Do Qi in the body surged instantly. With a grip of the palm, the black mysterious heavy ruler appeared instantly, and in an instant, Xiao Yan was surrounded by a dense ruler shadow within 10 zhang. A loud noise in the field. A figure flew out of the sky, and after retreating 2 steps, he stabilized his figure. Xiao Yan's face was still serious, and the heavy ruler in his hand suddenly chopped down, and a huge flame whip shot out from the top of the ruler, heading straight for the distant Gu Yao. A trick of the trade. What's the use of a Do skill with such power? Gu Yao sneered at the flame whip with a considerable momentum, then clenched his palm, and the profound ice gushed out from the body, quickly covering his arm. The profound ice arm slammed out fiercely, directly hitting the flame whip in front of everyone, and the strong force shattered it. This is your... Gu Yao was about to sneer coldly when his face suddenly changed. In the shattered flames, a rapidly rotating tricolor fire lotus shot out. In this fire lotus, he felt a trace of destructive breath. In an instant, a terrifying flame storm swept out from it, covering the whole sky. With the spread of the flame storm, the square ground cracked a huge pit instantly. What a strong Do skill. This kid is really cunning, even hiding such a powerful attack in the flames, making Gu Yao look down, but it has an unexpected effect. Looking at the flame storm that is slowly blooming in the field, many strong people nodded secretly. However, Xiao Yan's expression is still severe. If Gu Yao is so easily subdued, it is not enough to be called one of the 4 great commanders of the Gu clan. The flame storm suddenly vibrates, and then an extremely cold breath slowly emanates from it, while the mighty Do Qi rushes out like a tide covering the sky and the sun. What can you do after going through countless hardships? I have cultivated all the true teachings of the Gu clan with the blood of Do Di, and the level is far higher than yours. You are just a son of the declining Xiao clan. What qualifications do you have to compete with me? With this roar of the mighty Do Qi, Gu Yao's bone-chilling cold drink sounded in the world. With the sound of the cold drink, the originally sweeping flame storm suddenly solidified, and then there was a huge roar, causing the flames to explode in all directions. Xiao Yan's gaze was tightly locked on the center of the flame storm explosion, and a figure surrounded by cold Do Qi was slowly coming in the air. At this time, Gu Yao stepped on the void with his feet, holding a crystal-clear long spear in his hand. Today, let you see the peak of the younger generation with your strength. I'm afraid you are not qualified to reach this level.
10-12 ans Beast Spear Technique.
Gu Yao fiercely stepped on the void, moving instantly above Xiao Yan's head, and then the ice crystal spear danced, and a sharp killing intent turned into a strong wind attacking Xiao Yan's various vital points. Xiao Yan's eyes slightly condensed, and the mighty Do Qi in his body gushed out like a flood, and the heavy ruler in his hand quickly danced, with the high-speed rotating spear shadow hitting the heavy ruler. Then the spear tip suddenly picked up, and a huge force burst out, which directly flew Xiao Yan's heavy ruler in his hand. With the heavy ruler flying out, Gu Yao rushed fiercely, like a fierce eagle pouncing on its prey, and the fierce claw wind fiercely grabbed at the other party's chest. However, in the face of Gu Yao's fierce close combat offensive, Xiao Yan did not retreat at all, allowing the other party to approach. Then the fierce claw wind came, and immediately shattered the clothes on Xiao Yan's body into fine pieces. After the clothes were broken, the continuous strong winds hit Xiao Yan's body, and then many crisp sounds of metal and iron made the people present dumbfounded. This is the dragon scale armor of the Tai Su ancient dragon clan. There are many knowledgeable people in the field, and they immediately recognized the origin of Xiao Yan's scale armor. I didn't expect the defensive treasure of the Tai Su ancient dragon clan to appear on Xiao Yan. Relying on the dragon phoenix ancient armor, Xiao Yan withstood Gu Yao's offensive, but there was still a surge of qi and blood in his body, and he made a muffled hum in his throat. Xiao Yan looked at Gu Yao, who had just attacked and was exhausted, and suddenly stepped on the ground, Earth Fiend Flame. With the sound of the cold drink, the ground under Gu Yao's feet suddenly rose, and then the Tianzhonghai scorching magma erupted like a volcanic eruption, directly shaking him out. However, at this moment, Xiao Yan's feet continued to step fiercely, and the square was like a volcanic group erupting, with columns of magma flames shooting out fiercely, and finally hitting Gu Yao in the air. Damn it, get out of the way. Seeing this wave of attacks, Gu Yao finally couldn't bear it, and after a cold drink, he pushed his palms towards the bottom with a fierce push, and then a huge cold ice force burst out. Xiao Yan's feet flashed with silver light, and he instantly moved to the high sky. The flame mantra in his body rotated rapidly, and the surrounding heaven and earth energy roared and turned into substantial energy, which was the heaven rank technique. The people saw Xiao Yan's domineering way of absorbing energy, and their eyes were all focused. Do you really think you have the heaven rank technique? Gu Yao sneered, Xiao Yan, let me show you what the real Gu clan heaven class combat skill is. Gu Yao hung in the high sky, and his cold drink sounded through the world. Hearing Gu Yao's cold drink, Xiao Yan took a deep breath, and his handprint changed instantly. The surging alien fire burst out from his body, and then the 4 alien fires quickly separated, vaguely forming the shape of a beast, 5-ring flame expelling technique. Seeing this scene, the Dozun of Fire, who was watching the battle, was shocked, and then a touch of heat flashed in his eyes. He also accidentally obtained this kind of Do skill, and even at the peak, he could not fully display the power of the 5-ring flame expelling technique, because the requirements for controlling 4 alien fires were extremely harsh. But Xiao Yan has now fully met these harsh conditions. The 4 alien fires were suspended in the sky, and their terrifying temperature instantly made the air dry. Although the people present are not weak, many still show a shocked look. Alien fire is an extremely rare thing, and Xiao Yan actually has 4 in his hands, which is quite shocking. Fallen Heart Flame? Meng Tianqi looked at the invisible flame rotating around Xiao Yan. This Fallen Heart Flame was once sealed by Meng Tianqi, and he knew it very well. However, he did not expect that this alien fire sealed at the bottom of the heaven-burning refining Qi Tower would also fall into Xiao Yan's hands. With the appearance of the 4 alien fires, almost all eyes were focused on Xiao Yan, and various emotions surged in their hearts. I didn't expect you to actually have 4 alien fires, but if this is your reliance, it may be time to stop. Gu Yao glanced at the 4 alien fires. A trace of surprise flashed in his eyes, and then he sneered, and his hands quickly formed a seal. With the change of the seal, the howling wind suddenly stopped, and even the clouds in the sky were still. A soul-stirring annihilation breath slowly spread from Gu Yao's body. Is it a heaven-class combat skill? Xiao Yan stared at Gu Yao, and his expression became more and more serious. As a real superpower in the Central Plains, the Gu clan has a long history of inheritance, and the rare heaven-class combat skills must exist among them, and their power is astonishing. Xiao Yan took a deep breath, then waved his palm, and a bright red bead appeared in his hand. The sunlight sprinkled from the sky, and a fierce flame burst out. This flame was the yang fire he got from the Yi family, and it is also just right to use it as the last kind of flame now. 5-ring flame expelling technique. Xiao Yan suddenly shouted in his heart, and his gestures changed rapidly, and the 5-colored flames also rotated rapidly in front of him. Wolf spirit, cheetah spirit, lion spirit, tiger spirit, condense. In one breath, he condensed 4 fire spirits, and Xiao Yan also felt the rapid consumption of Do Qi in his body. With Xiao Yan's shout falling, the final 3,000 burning flames also surged, and in an instant, a huge dragon fire spirit appeared in the sky. 5-ring flame expelling array. The 5 spirits formed, and the array composed of 5 huge spirits spread in the sky, with Xiao Yan in the center of the array. 5-ring flame expelling disc. Xiao Yan is not the kind of person who has to wait for the enemy to be ready before he makes a move. He changed his handprint again, and the 5 huge spirits around him each raised their heads and howled, and then rotated rapidly, eventually turning into a 200 zhang huge 5-colored fire disk, suspended above Xiao Yan's head. The Dozun of Fire looked at the huge 5-colored fire disk that almost covered half of the sky. It is indeed comparable to the heaven-class combat skill. Gu Yao, try my move. Xiao Yan raised his right hand high, then shouted loudly and suddenly swung his arm, and the fire disk immediately brought a roar, like a meteorite breaking through the sky, rushing towards Gu Yao. When the 5-colored fire disk was about to break through the sky, Gu Yao's eyes also slowly opened, and then he stretched out a finger and gently pressed it on the void. Great Annihilation Finger. With Gu Yao's finger pointing to the void, the whole sky seemed to solidify at this moment. This silence only lasted for a moment, and the world suddenly broke, and the thick clouds in the distance also began to surge violently, as if there was something terrifying about to break through the clouds. Although the alien fire is strong, our Gu clan's heaven-class combat skill is even better. Gu Yao stood between heaven and earth, staring at the huge fire disk that was coming through the air, waved his right hand to the dark clouds in the sky, and suddenly grasped it. In the shocked eyes of everyone, a huge black finger suddenly pierced through the clouds and pressed down fiercely on the 5-colored fire disk. Under the Great Annihilation Finger, there is no life left. Xiao Yan, see how I shatter your alien fire array. At this moment, Gu Yao couldn't help but laugh coldly. He looked at the scarred Xiao Yan in the distance, and his heart was full of killing intent. Under the gaze of countless eyes, the huge black finger finally hit the huge 5-colored fire disk, and the energy waves full of destructive breath quickly spread, and finally hit the surrounding Doqi light cover, causing it to vibrate violently instantly. Such a strong impact even made the faces of the 3 Gu clan elders appear pale, and they made a muffled hum from their throats. They quickly concentrated their spirits and continuously infused Doqi into the light cover, trying to maintain it from being destroyed. But the impact of the 2 powerful skills is not to be underestimated, and the Doqi in the 3 people's bodies is almost exhausted, and they have actually fought to this extent. The 3 elders couldn't help but feel bitter in their hearts. They thought this battle would end quickly, but unexpectedly, Xiao Yan did not lose quickly, but forced Gu Yao to use the killer. Gu Qian, Gu Su, go support quickly. The white-haired Gu Shan elder, who was full of gravity at the moment, ordered in a deep voice. Upon hearing this, Gu Qian and Gu Su immediately accepted the order, and their figures flashed to the mid-air. However, just as the light cover was gradually stabilized, a faint crack suddenly came from the sky, and many people's hearts tightened, and they hurriedly looked up. The sharp-eyed people immediately found that the 5-colored fire disk that collided with the huge black finger had quietly appeared cracks. It seems that Gu Yao's Great Annihilation Finger has a slight advantage, and Xiao Yan's 5-colored fire disk seems to be unable to support it. This scene caused people to exclaim, "This is the final duel between the 2 sides, and if any party loses first, it is afraid that it will be defeated here." Under the gaze of many people, the cracks on the 5-colored fire disk kept increasing, and the faces of people like Xiao Medical Immortal also became ugly. The Doqi in the body has been rapidly operating, obviously ready to make a move at any time. Suner's jade hand was tightly clenched, and the golden flame in her beautiful eyes surged suddenly. Meng Tianqi's smile on his face was also replaced by gravity, and he slowly stood up. Xiao Yan has fought to this point with Gu Yao, which is beyond everyone's expectations, but looking at the situation, he still has to make a move, otherwise Xiao Yan may really die at the hands of Gu Yao. Young Master Xiao Yan's Doqi in his body is disappearing rapidly. Just as Meng Tianqi was about to make a move, Qing Lin next to him suddenly said in a low voice. Meng Tianqi and Suner and others were all stunned, and after careful perception, they found that Xiao Yan's breath had indeed become much weaker at this moment. This discovery made them feel puzzled. Xiao Yan has the heaven rank technique, and the Doqi in his body should be full. Although the 5-ring flame expelling technique consumes a lot, it should not make him so weak. Just as Meng Tianqi and others were still confused, the huge 5-colored fire disk in the sky finally couldn't hold on, and it burst with a pop sound.
Xiao Yan, Di.
Gu Yao's indifferent face now showed a sneer. Meng Tianqi gazed at the thin figure behind the fire disk. His face was pale, but there was no panic at the moment. The final fire disk finally burst completely. Xiao Yan's eyes suddenly widened. His palm grabbed in the burst fireball, and then he stepped on the air, and his body was against the huge black finger. Gu Yao, you are too happy. With a loud laugh, those strong people with sharp eyes just found out that there was a palm-sized four-color exquisite fire lotus in Xiao Yan's palm, and a destructive energy was quietly released. Gu Yao wants my life. What are you? Xiao Yan laughed wildly. His figure turned into a blood-colored lightning and rushed straight to the pale-faced Gu Yao, and the four-color fire lotus in his hand was shining brightly. The released violent energy made Gu Yao feel the breath of death, but now he has just performed the annihilation finger. The Douqi in his body is empty, and he is shaken by Xiao Yan's momentum, and he can't avoid it for a while, and can only watch the gorgeous fire light rapidly enlarge in the pupil. Witnessing Xiao Yan's ruthless offensive, all the people of the Gu clan's faces changed slightly, and this guy actually wanted to kill. Xiao Yan, show mercy. Just as the fire lotus in Xiao Yan's hand was about to touch Gu Yao, a helpless sigh suddenly sounded. With this sound falling, Xiao Yan and the fire lotus in his hand suddenly solidified, and the originally violent fire lotus energy also became docile at this moment. This sudden change made Xiao Yan's pupils shrink slightly, and he was surprised to find that he couldn't move, and his heart was alarmed. There are indeed many strong people hidden in the Gu clan. At the moment when the space suddenly solidified, a somewhat hunched old figure slowly appeared in front of Xiao Yan. Tong Xian Elder. When this old man appeared, Gu Qian and several other elders of the Gu clan bowed in mid-air. The old man called Tong Xian Elder nodded slightly, then turned his gaze to Xiao Yan inside. He stretched out his thin hand and took the fire lotus that had solidified from Xiao Yan's hand. Suddenly, the fire lotus containing the destructive power broke silently without causing any waves. After eliminating the potential huge threat of the destructive fire lotus, Tong Xian Elder waved his sleeves to untie Xiao Yan's bondage, and a soft energy gushed out from the sleeves, wrapping Xiao Yan's body completely. Under the nourishment of this soft energy, the blood on Xiao Yan's body quickly dissipated, and the external injuries were completely healed in an instant. Seeing this skill shown by Tong Xian Elder, Xiao Yan was filled with respect. He understood that he could not really kill Gu Yao and the Gu clan, so he took this step and said to Tong Xian Elder with a salute. Tong Xian Elder smiled and nodded. His gaze slowly swept over Xiao Yan, and after a while, he said in a hoarse voice, I didn't expect that the Xiao clan could still produce such a character. If Xiao Xian knew, he would be very pleased. Gu Yao, you lost this competition. As soon as the words fell, Tong Xian Elder's gaze turned to the still pale Gu Yao. His calm voice echoed in this silent field. Gu Yao knew in his heart that if it were not for Tong Xian Elder's timely help, he would have been completely defeated by Xiao Yan at this moment and turned into dust. He never thought that he would be defeated by this so-called waste of the Xiao clan. Gu Yao clenched his teeth for a while, took a deep breath, and looked at Xiao Yan reluctantly and said, I lost. Gu Yao actually admitted defeat. Lin Xiu Lin Quan and others opened their mouths wide. Such an ending far exceeded everyone's expectations. It's not surprising that Xiao Yan, who is not an ordinary person, won in the end. You guys don't provoke him anymore in the future, otherwise you will only humiliate yourself. Gu Zhen looked up at the thin figure and said slowly, well, since the competition is over, Xiao Yan, Gu Yao, you two go down. Tong Xian Elder waved to Xiao Yan and the two, and then said, the next ceremony will be presided over by me.